Hi, I'm Bob Alsop with ShopSabre CNC. Around here they call me RouterBob. It's time for another RouterBob out and about trip. Today we're going to Owatonna, Minnesota to visit Montanye Woodworks. Let's get this trip started. We've just arrived at Montanye Woodworks and we're going to sit down with owner Shannon Montanye and hear his ShopSabre CNC success story.
Oh, I thought we were doing side profile. Don't give him ideas. Yeah, well, I think the rain's done. Should have had it on, that would have been perfect. Then you could just edit out the swearing and beep. Yeah. The business started 9 years ago. I was working construction. And during that time, I had left, went to a cabinet shop. I was building some cabinets for them. Didn't work out, went back to construction, and actually did that a couple times. And I was back working construction, and this wasn't working out. I didn't like how I was being treated. Wasn't a lot of money, and I decided I was gonna go on my own building cabinets, and just jumped right into it and started a cabinet shop. 2 weeks into trying to start this new cabinet business, I had a friend come home from out of state, and I was talking to him, telling him my big plan of starting this cabinet shop. And he was a general contractor, and he asked if I wanted to bid some kitchens for him, and ended up being price was too high for delivery and everything because I was out of state. But he also did pharmacy construction, and he asked if I wanted to price out some like shelving units and some random cabinets for their new pharmacies. And I said sure, because I wanted to do anything to start this business. And we were working through everything, and it ended up being, let's just do this whole store. You can do everything, we'll see how it goes. And I did my first store at the beginning of 2010, and I had to do it in my parents' garage because I had no building, shop or anything. And we just did it in limited hand tools and table saw, and did that for 4 months about, and then I moved to a place, my old shop, which was tiny, and we worked there for 3 years. And I ended up building this current shop that was way bigger, and we grew into it. And the pharmacies just kept coming and coming and coming. And we were doing like, 20 stores a year starting out. And I ended up hiring my first employee, and we were doing everything on the table saws and the router tables, doing everything by hand, handling the parts more than once. And but the pharmacies we couldn't keep up. And I knew we had to do something, either buy more equipment, hire more guys, and then that's when I started looking into getting a CNC router. Local shop recommended a router company they've dealt with before, and I got a quote from them, and I got some sticker shock because it seemed like a lot of money for what I was getting. So I started doing my own search, found ShopSabre, and saw that they had American-made product, lifetime support. So I called them up, got some references to talk to cabinet guys that have some life experience doing what I do. And I talked to a local guy that had a machine, and he bragged about it. He was getting a second machine from them, did the same stuff I did, so moved on, talked to sales, and we built the machine that did everything in my needs. Got the price for that, and they also gave me options that I might eventually grow into as my business grew and might need other options down the road. So in the end, we ended up with a Pro 510 with a vacuum pump, locating pins, and an automatic tool changer. And I placed the order. With our router, we received V-Carve Pro that would cut parts for us, but being a cabinet shop, we knew we needed more automatic software that was going to go straight to the machine. So we started searching because our design software that we were using didn't have CNC capabilities. So we were looking online and we found Mosaic, saw that they had per month usage fees and you pay as you go, came with support. So we trialed that out, and because all our parts, we can customize it to however we want for each cabinet. And we've been using V-Carve and Mosaic since day one and have been really successful with it. Now that the ShopSabre is in our shop, our workflow consists of designing all our cabinets on Mosaic, going to the computer, transferring the tool paths, and we throw a sheet on the router. It aligns with the index pins. We hit start, and it's doing all the machining operations that we couldn't do before with table saws. And while that's cutting, we're doing edge banding and boring. And when the router is done with its last sheet, we're one sheet behind, ready to build cabinets. It's the best employee I've ever hired, because just like me. After having the router for 2 years now, looking back, one of the big worries I had was how was I going to fit the router into our production without interfering with our deadlines and the speed that we already had, if there was a learning curve. Well, virtually, it was plug and play. The day it arrived, we plugged it in, hooked up all our systems to it, and we were cutting parts that day. And the parts were better. And our test run was 6 pharmacies for the first time we used it. And we were much faster. They were better quality. Edge banding went on way nicer. We didn't have no problems. And really, if I did do anything different starting out, I would have bought the router first instead of hiring an employee.
Shannon, thanks so much for letting us visit your company. You have such a great story here.
Thanks for coming.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you can contact us at shopsabre.com. Thank you for watching.